What's up, everyone? So today I kind of wanted to cover a topic that isn't being as widely covered as I thought it would be in the YouTube space anyway. Now, you can find article after article about the Taysom Hill situation, but as far as Saints content creators, not many that I know of have genuinely been covering this situation with as much detail as I would like to, put out here myself. So, I just wanted to talk about this because it's very interesting. It really is. And the future of the New Orleans Saints could hang in the balance of the decisions made this offseason by not only just Taysom Hill, but other teams and the New Orleans Saints themselves, anyone around the NFL that is a general manager at this point. So Taysom Hill is definitely at a crossroads, and so are the New Orleans Saints, or so are many other facets, but it's just, I want to talk about this with you guys because I know there is not a single group of people on this planet that talk better Saints football than my subscribers. Most of you could sit here and do my job better than I can. That is how intelligent you guys are. So I thought, bringing the facts to people that don't really know them because it isn't being widely covered, and having an intelligent discussion about this situation and the good of our team would be beneficial not only for me, but for everybody else that has doubts about the quarterbacking future for this team. Now, before I get into this, I'd like to say we do have another quarterback on the roster other than, Taysom Hill. He's not technically on the roster anymore. He is a free agent, and that is Teddy Bridgewater. And you have Drew Brees, of course. So this isn't just a one quarterback race. There are multiple implications in this. But Teddy Bridgewater is likely going to get offered upwards of $20 million a year. He stated on Instagram that he's a businessman, so he won't turn down a deal. He's not stupid. So it all depends on where the cards fall. Now, I'd like to start this video off by just saying, don't kill me for the video I made about a week and a half ago. What I said in that video still stands true to this point. The New Orleans Saints want Taysom Hill to be the starting quarterback for this team in 2021. They want 2020 Drew Brees to serve as a transition year to the Taysom Hill era. Now, that still stands. The problem and the point of this video isn't about that. It's about what's going to happen in between right now and that point of Taysom Hill taking over the team. Some of you may think, what? Why would that matter at all? So here, I'll break it down for those that are unaware of these past current events that have been going on. Taysom Hill is currently a restricted free agent. What that means is, yes, he is a free agent, but he isn't an unrestricted free agent. Teams can talk to Taysom, but in order to sign him, they have to present a contract to the New Orleans Saints. Once this happens, the New Orleans Saints have every right to match that contract and keep Taysom Hill on our roster, keeping Taysom Hill a New Orleans Saint for X amount of years to come. But this is where things get a little bit interesting. Sean Payton has told the media that the New Orleans Saints will likely put a first-round tender on Taysom Hill, which that means whoever signs Taysom Hill, say the Chicago Bears offer the New Orleans Saints an offer sheet for X amount of dollars, and the New Orleans Saints say, no, I'm not going to pay that amount of money, they would get Taysom Hill, but in return, we would automatically get their first-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft to use this year with our 24th overall pick. So we can match it, but if we don't, the team that presented an offer to us has to give us a first-round pick. So I don't think the Saints can necessarily lose in this situation. Of course, Taysom Hill would be somebody that you would like to keep around, but in this case, in which a team decides to present us an offer sheet and the New Orleans Saints don't match, we get an extra first-round pick that we could potentially spend on a quarterback, giving them time to sit potentially under Drew Brees for less amount of money than what we would have to pay Taysom Hill to sit and be a gadget player for this offense, which it would be a big hit to the team to not have his electrifying ability out on the field. So there's more than just future quarterback implications for this situation. So don't pass it off as just that. I don't think the first round pick that we would get would be anything significant, though. Of course, any first round pick is great, but I don't think it would be groundbreaking. I find it extremely hard to believe that anyone in the top 20 will decide to take that big of a risk on a soon-to-be 30-year-old quarterback that has only thrown 13 passes in his NFL career, especially with the amount of good quarterbacks in the 2020 NFL draft. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some possible suitors for the Taysom Hill proposition. And how we're going to do this is we're going to have pick 21 through 32, and I'm going to list if they're a suitor in my opinion or not. The reason that I'm going 21 through 32 is because I seriously, genuinely find it so hard to believe that somebody in the top 20 would make the decision to forfeit their first round pick and pay up to Taysom Hill when there are so many good young quarterbacks, not soon to be 30-year-olds in the draft, that they can go ahead and develop on their own. Taysom Hill isn't even a proven quarterback that you would want to build your team around yet. He may get to that point in the future, but right now that isn't what he is. So that's why I'm only including 21 through 32. So 21, the Philadelphia Eagles. They have Carson Wentz, so I'm going to say no here. 22, the Bills. They have Josh Allen, who they've been working on developing for the past couple of years, who has taken huge strides. So I'm going to say no for that as well. The 23 overall pick is the one that shines out to me most out of this entire list, that genuinely scares the living piss out of me, and that is the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots, Tom Brady has been hinting at it. He may retire or just completely move from New England entirely. He was sitting there with a lack of weapons all year. I could understand why, but with that being said, the Patriots are, if that does happen, are going to be in a 100% need of a quarterback, and I'm sure they will take the risk on Taysom Hill. Bill Belichick could do a lot of things with a quarterback like that. So 23, Patriots, those are my biggest fear. I have a really bad gut feeling about them. 24, the Saints. The 25, the Minnesota Vikings. They have Kirk Cousins, so I'm going to say no. 26, the Dolphins. They have a very other high pick in the draft that will likely be spent on a quarterback, so I'm going to say no here too. 27, the Seahawks have Russell Wilson. Heck no. 28, the Ravens have Lamar Jackson. Heck no again. The Titans, Packers, 49ers, and Chiefs all have quarterbacks, so I'm going to say no as well. Ryan Tannehill is a free agent, but he will likely be coming back. So the question is now, do teams value Taysom Hill enough to spend not only the money, but a first-round pick to land him on their roster? I don't believe it's feasible, but anything can happen. I really think that this move by Sean Payton, putting a first-round tender on Taysom Hill, has solidified his future as a New Orleans Saint. I don't think anybody, especially from 21 to 32, is going to make that mistake. And I say mistake because a first-round pick is a lot to give up for a 30-year-old player. And now, many of you may be thinking, why? I mean, of course, 21 from 32 were all good. They have quarterbacks. What about other teams in the draft? It just, like I said, it's not feasible to spend that pick on a 30-year-old unproven quarterback when you can draft raw talent and develop it. Any general manager in the NFL would not make that mistake. Taysom Hill has expressed to the public that he views himself as a franchise quarterback and nothing less. He said, and I quote, I'm going to look down and read this directly off the screen because I'm not messing up his quote. "I definitely view myself as a franchise quarterback. If New Orleans doesn't view me that way, well, then I have to leave." Taysom Hill has expressed along with that he does not want to leave. He wants to continue to be a New Orleans Saint, but it's just a matter of what the Saints feel that we will make out of Taysom Hill. And they've expressed want to make him the 2021 starting quarterback. I don't know if he's willing to wait for that. I really don't know what Taysom Hill's I don't know what his expectations are for the team and the management. I don't know if he just feels himself getting older and wants to, get his career started ASAP and doesn't want to waste any more time. All power to him if that's how he feels. But look forward to a very interesting series of events involving our quarterbacks heading into the draft. This is going to be a very interesting offseason. I didn't get to make videos like this last year covering news like this because I didn't really trust my number of subscribers at that point to keep me afloat, but you guys have been showing love to everything. So videos like this will be covered. The Taysom Hill situation, I think it all depends on Drew Brees. The decision that Drew Brees makes, which will be coming in the next coming weeks, and my stomach turns just thinking about it, that will, in my mind, determine what the New Orleans Saints do with Taysom Hill. I think they re-sign him at the drop of a dime if Drew Brees announces his retirement, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments, concerns, questions about the Taysom Hill situation down in the comment section below. Anything you guys say will be completely 100% read and felt. And I don't know. I love reading your guys' comments, so go ahead and leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, my Patreon is in the description, and that's about all I'm going to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. That would be greatly appreciated. Leave a like, do all that fancy stuff, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Adios.
Ballin' like Barkley, wrist so sparkly, internet surfing, feel like iCarly.